So I'll be receiving your answers in the chat box. So you have to reply in the chat box. If you have any observation or objection in the answer, you may ask your doubt. So let's start with the first question. Who introduced the character tragic mulatto? It's a kind of new term for all of you. Tragic mulatto. I'll tell you, its Hindi is mixed race. If you don't know the meaning of tragic mulatto, very difficult to solve it. Harriet Beecher Stowe. Which is the famous novel? Harriet Beecher Stowe. Uncle Tom's Cabin. The protagonist of Uncle Tom's Cabin is Uncle Tom, who is an Afro-American character. So Harriet Beecher Stowe is the right answer. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 2. Who wrote Incidents in the Life of a Slave Girl? This work was written in 1861. Yes, D is absolutely right. Harriet Jacobs. Incident in the Life of Slave Girl is an autobiography by Harriet Jacobs. This work was written under a pseudonym. The pseudonym was Linda Brandt. And this work is a very much famous in the area of Black feminism. Harriet Jacobs was an African author who ran away from Africa and settled in New York. And she has narrated the entire story in this autobiography. Okay, let's move on to question number 3. Race relation in the North are attacked in. Whoever said the question, he has said the questions continuously from one author. So again, the right answer is Harriet Jacobs. Yes, Harriet Jacobs, Incident in the Life of a Slave Girl. So as I said that she has come from Africa and settled in North America. So how the race relation is maintained in the North America, that is attacked by Harriet Jacobs. Okay, next question from Australian literature. Question number 4. Nobel Prize in 1973. Patrick White is the only Australian who has got Nobel Prize in literature. He is the only Australian that you have to keep in mind. Very famous for his novel Was. So Patrick White is the right answer. Let's move on to question number 5. Until recent years, it was thought that Harriet Jacobs' incident in the life of a slave girl was yes, Momita, Deepika, Vimla, all of you right. It was expected that it was based on a New England captivity narrative. New England, that's a part of North America. So A is the right answer. All of you are right. Next, move on to question number 6. W.B. Du Bois.
Liberal art college education was needed for. Yes, all African Americans is the right answer. Suma, Deepika, Pratigya, Vimala. W.B. Du Bois has written an article, and the title of the article was The Talent Tent. And this was a term used by W.B. Du Bois, in which he said that the Africans, all the African Afro-Americans should be educated. Out of the 10 Afro-Americans, one should be given education, a college education, and he should sacrifice his life for teaching other 9. So he has divided 10 into 9:1 ratio. And he said that one should be highly educated, and for that there should be a liberal art and college. And this one person will have to sacrifice his life for teaching all African Americans. Okay, so all African Americans is right, but disappeared in the article The Talent Tent. So this is a distractor here. So 6th, all African Americans is the right option. Okay, another question from Australian literature. Question number 7. Jono was the first novel of. These two we have studied in our class. Very famous novelist from Australia. We have only read 8 to 9 novelists from Australian literature. Yes, Momita, Deepika, Suma, Tanmay, all of you are right. It is David Malau. It's the right answer. Jono was the first novel of David Malau, published in the 1975. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. This one also we have studied in our class. Question number 8. The Playmaker, The Chant of Jimmy Blacksmith, and Bring Larks and Heroes are the novels by which author? All the writers we have studied in our class: Peter Carey, Patrick White, David Malau, Thomas Keneally. You just need to remember all these important works from the Australian literature, very important names. Thomas Keneally is the right answer. I didn't get any right answer from any one of you. Thomas Keneally is the right answer. Let's move on to the next question. Who is now one of Australia's best known women writer, in whose honor a prestigious writing award is named? The last option is not visible. It's Miles Franklin. Fourth option is Miles Franklin. The clue is writing award is named after this author. Momita has given the right answer. It's Miles Franklin Award. Miles Franklin Award, very famous award in Australian literature, that is named after Miles Franklin. Miles Franklin was an author during 1879 to 1954. Very famous Australian author. On her name, Miles Franklin Award is being given to the authors of Australia. Okay, now let's move on to question number 10. Which 2005 Australian novel is narrated by Death? So it's a quite new question. The narration is done by Death. Death is a fictional character here, and the author is Marcus Zusak. Author of this novel is Marcus Zusak. And the option is The Book Thief. The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak is narrated by Death. Okay, next move on to question number 11. I didn't get any right answer to this question. Question number 11. Who wrote Idea of Perfection? Idea of Perfection, which also won a 2001 Orange Prize for Fiction. And the second one is The Secret River, which is a story based on her own convict ancestors. So again, this question is from Australian literature, very new to all of you. So I'll give the answer. The right answer is Kate Granville. Yes, Pratigya is right. Kate Granville has written The Idea of Perfection. Now, one question from Canadian literature, very familiar to all of you. Question number 12. Which of the following is not written by Margaret Atwood? This should not be wrong. Surpassing the blind assassin, the edible woman in the skin of a lion. Yes, Pratigya, Tanmay, Suma, Momita, all of you are right. Surpassing Blind Assassin and Edible Women, all by Margaret Atwood, whereas In the Skin of a Lion by Michael Ondaatje. Michael Ondaatje, a diasporic author from Sri Lanka. He is very famous for his novel, The English Patient. His work, In the Skin of a Lion, was published in the year 1987 by Michael Ondaatje. So the right option is In the Skin of a Lion. Okay, so now let's move on to another very familiar question from Indian literature. Question number 13. Okay, all of you are absolutely right. Tanmay, Pratigya, Sumana, Suma, all of you are right. Rohinton Mistry is absolutely right. Rohinton Mistry is Indian diasporic author that we have read where we're discussing about the diasporic literature. And there we know that Rohinton Mistry has altogether written 3 novels. The debut novel is Such a Long Journey. Such a Long Journey, very famous novel by Rohinton Mistry that made him very famous. And the second one was A Fine Balance. Fine Balance, 1995. Such a Long Journey in 1991. And Family Matters is the third. He has written only 3 novels. Family Matters is the third novel. And he has also written a very famous short story, Firozshah Bagh. That is also very famous. And he is Indo-Canadian novelist. So this much of information is enough. Let's move on to question number 14. I have already received the answer. The Mulk Raj Anand carried a preface by E.M. Forster and won him the world recognition. So Mulk Raj Anand, the debut novel was Untouchable. The preface was written by E.M. Forster. So all of you are absolutely right. Coolie, The Village, Two Leaves, and a Bird. All the 4 novels are written by Mulk Raj Anand. Untouchable was written in the year 1935. Year of publication is equally important. That was the first novel. Coolie was the second novel. The very next year, 1936. Two Leaves and a Bird, very next year, 1937. This was the third novel of Mulk Raj Anand. And The Village was the fourth novel of Mulk Raj Anand, 1939. So the year of publication, you must know at least of Coolie and Untouchable. The right answer is Untouchable. Absolutely right. Okay, let's move on to next question. Sinclair Ross, great novel As for Me and My House. What is the setting? Okay, the right answer is the Great Depression. The setting is in Great Depression. So I got the right answer by Deepika. You know, Great Depression occurred in USA during 1929, 1930. And almost entire America was totally devastated because of this Great Depression. Okay, let's move on to question number 60. Michael Ondaatje. Just now we were discussing about Michael Ondaatje Booker Prize. Very famous novel by Michael Ondaatje. Yes, all of you are giving the right answer. The right answer is The English Patient. The English Patient by Michael Ondaatje. It was adopted into a movie also having the same name in the year 1996. Yeah, so The English Patient is the right answer. Let's move on to question number 17. Who wrote an introduction to R.K. Narayan's novel, The Financial Expert? Again, very important question. Very familiar too. Yes, The Financial Expert's introduction was written by Graham Greene. All of you are giving the right answer. Tanmay, Pratigya, Deepika, Momita, all. I'll request others also to participate. Whatever you know, you can tell. I'll tell you that this paper is having a negative marking, that is 1/3. If one question is wrong, you will get -1/3 marks. But do not hesitate. Here you're not getting any negative marking, so don't hesitate to answer your question. Okay, let's move on to question number 18. Who said Ezekiel is a poet of the city Bombay? Okay, the right answer is Linda Hess. Linda Hess is the lecturer in the Department of Religious Studies at Stanford University, South Asia. And she has made this comment about Ezekiel, that he is a poet of the city Bombay. So a bit difficult question. Most of you are not gone through, but Pratigya has given the right answer to this question. That's great. Let's move on to question number 19. Very famous, Old Man, Old Woman and the Cow by Mulk Raj Anand. Very famous book by Mulk Raj Anand. The Old Woman and the Cow by Mulk Raj Anand shows the transformation of the cow. Yes, there is a description of a rebel. The right answer is tigress. I didn't get the right answer to this question. Tigress is absolutely right. The cow transformed into a tigress and then rebel. The next question, question number 20. Who was the first recipient of Sahitya Akademi Award for the best writing in English? First recipient of Sahitya Akademi Award. Very, very baby question. All of you should know about all the Sahitya Akademi Awards. First Sahitya Akademi Awards was given to the novel The Guide in the year 1960, which was written by R.K. Narayan. So all of you are absolutely right. Deepika, Vimla, Momita, Sumana, Pratigya, R.K. Narayan is absolutely right. He has got this award in the year 1960. The second Sahitya Akademi Award was given in the year 1964 to Raja Rao. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question number 21. Mulk Raj Anand's autobiographical novel. To identify the autobiographical novel of Mulk Raj Anand. All the four novels are by Mulk Raj Anand only. So you already know Untouchable is not an autobiographical. Coolie is also not. Two Leaves and a Bird. So Seven Summers is absolutely right. All of you have given the right answer. Deepika, Vimla, Momita, Sumana, Pratigya, Tanmay, Pratigya, Vimla. All of you are right. Seven Summers is the autobiographical novel of Mulk Raj Anand. Very important question. Okay, move on to question number 22. Aurobindo's Savitri. Again, very famous question. All these questions are appeared in my book, World Literature in Your Feast. All the questions of Indian literature. So this time, this book has proven again a revolutionary book this time. Aurobindo Savitri is an epic poem. All of you are right. Tanmay, Pratigya, Deepika, Vimla, it's an epic poem by Aurobindo. Okay, question number 23. Which one of R.K. Narayan's novel became the most popular one? Just now we have talked about this in the previous question, for which he got Sahitya Akademi Award in the year 1960. That is The Guide. Yes, all of you are absolutely right. It became most popular after it got the book Sahitya Akademi Award. The next question, Rabindranath Tagore got Nobel Prize in the year. Very famous question, very easy question. All the questions from the Indian literature are very easy. Yes, in the year 1930, he got the prize, and in 1990, after Jallianwala Bagh massacre, he returned the title back. Okay, question number 25. Who is the man-eater of Malgudi? In the novel, The Man-Eater of Malgudi. There are two protagonists. One is the protagonist and the other is the antagonist. Nataraj is the protagonist and Vasu is the antagonist of the novel, anti-hero of the novel. Nataraj is the hero of the novel. So Vasu is absolutely right. He is the man-eater. When he comes in the village, he starts creating trouble for the people. That's why it's called Bhasmasur. The myth of Bhasmasur is used. Another very important point for this novel. The myth of Bhasmasur is used in this novel, and Vasu is called the Bhasmasur here. So he is the man-eater here in this novel. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Another very important question and very easy one. The Golden Gate by Vikram Seth. All of you are feeling very comfortable with the Indian literature questions. Yes, all of you are right. Vimla, Pratigya, Sumana, all of you are right. It is a verse novel written in Onegin stanza. Eugene Onegin stanza. And altogether there are 590 Onegin stanzas in this verse novel. So 4 is absolutely right. Question number 27. Another very easy question. My Story. Yes, Sumana, Pratigya, Mamita, all of you are right. Is the autobiography of Kamala Das. Okay, let's move on to question number 28. Who is the writer of Inqilab, a play in 3 acts? Another very important question from Indian literature. Inqilab. Yes, Pratigya, Vimla, Deepika, Sumana, all of you are absolutely right. Asif Karim Boy has written this play, Inqilab, a play in 3 acts. Next question, Jayant Mahapatra is a teacher, is basically a man of, by profession, he was a teacher of which subject? Physics, chemistry, psychology, English. So all these questions are there in my book. If you have gone through the Indian literature thoroughly from World Literature and Feast, you will find all those questions. Jayant Mahapatra was a teacher of physics. Okay, physics is the right answer. Okay, question number 30. Arundhati Roy debut novel, The God of Small Thing, won Booker Prize in which year? Again, very important question. Okay, so Arundhati Roy has got Nobel Prize in the year 1997. So Pratigya, piano, Sumana, Deepika, all of you are absolutely right. She has got Booker Prize in the year 1997. Okay, now let's move on to question number 31. Chaman Nahal got Sahitya Akademi Award in 1977 for which work? Very famous work by Chaman Nahal. Yes, Vimla, Deepika, piano, all of you are right. Momita, it's Azadi. He's got the Sahitya Akademi Award in the 1977 for his work Azadi. Okay, question number 32. Who is the narrator of Rushdie's novel Midnight Children, very baby question. The setting is in 1947, midnight. 15th of August 1947, Midnight Children. The protagonist and the narrator is Salim Sinai. So all of you have given the right answer. Okay, let's move on to question number 33. Anita Desai. Where shall we go this summer? We have just discussed Anita Desai in the last class of diasporic literature. Where shall we go this summer? It is compared to which novel of Virginia Woolf? So if you don't know anything about Anita Desai, you just recall that which novel of Virginia Woolf is about a visit to some place. So it is To the Lighthouse. Absolutely right. All of you given the right answer. Let's move on to the next question, number 34. Raja Rao got Sahitya Akademi Award in 1964. Just now we have said that the second Sahitya Akademi Award was given to Raja Rao in the year 1964. Now let's look at the publication. The award was given in 1964. Kantapura 1938. Even if you don't know answer, you can easily mark the right answer. 1938 and 1964, no relation. The Cat and the Shakespeare 1965. When any work published in 1965, how it can get the award in 1964? It's absolutely wrong option. 1976, similarly wrong answer. The only option left is The Serpent and the Rope. So this is the right answer. It was published in 1960 and it was awarded the second Sahitya Akademi Award in English Literature in the year 1964. So you have to look at the options and apply your rational thinking to get the right answer. The next question is, who is the hero of Raja Rao's Kantapura? Yes, all of you are absolutely right. Murthy is the right answer. And there is very famous character Jai Ramachar, who is the Kathavachak in this novel, narrates the stories. Okay, now let's move on to question number 36. Indian English, Indian Englishism. Example of Indian English. What is your good name? This good name is only used in India. That's Indian English. Yes, Tanmay?
Sir, I don't understand the concept of this question.
That means these sentences are only used in India. That is Indian Englishism. Like Indian people say, what is your good name? But there is
Yes,
no
sir.
such sentences.
Yes, sir. We also ask in Hindi, after Subnam kya hua?
Yes. So this is Indian Englishism. I'll miss you. That is enough to say that someone is not there. So I will miss you till you are away. So obviously, if someone is away, only then we will miss someone. But telling it is repeating the same thing. That is the property of Indian Englishism. We are like that only. Very famous phrase in English. So all of these are absolutely right. All of you get the right answer. Yes,
Sir, according to your logic, I will just put the option fourth, because once you have said that when there is all of these, then 90% chances that is the right answer.
Okay. Yeah, it is the right answer. Okay, let's move on to Jhumpa Lahiri's question number 37. Jhumpa Lahiri, another diasporic Indian author, Indo-American author. Yes, all of you are right. Sumana, Deepika, Momita, Shameen, all of you are right. It's a chronicler of Indian American lives with multicultural context. Okay, let's move on to question number 38. Parallelism that exists between America and India. What is the thing which is there in India and America, both the countries? Whether it's a one state, one country, or immigrants from the West Indies, one country, one climate, of welding together into one body many races. Yes, Deepika, Tanmay, both of you are absolutely right. Fourth is the right answer, of welding together into one body many races. So Indian also many races are existing like America. Revati is absolutely right.
So variety in culture.
Yes, varieties of culture. Okay, let's move on to question number 39. What does Mahapatra mean by my country's body? This phrase appears in Mahapatra's very famous poem Freedom. Whether it's talking about an individual human being or the entire country or a collection of human beings. My country's body. I didn't get the right answer of this question. The right answer is it's a collection of human beings. Although he is trying to represent the entire country, but through the lines which is mentioned, my country's body in this poem, he is particularly talking about a collection of human beings that represents the entire country. So third is the right answer. The
Sir,
harp
in this
of
question, I was really very confused. I was struck up in a dilemma, like what to, and I don't know how it appeared so trivial question to me, honestly
yes,
speaking,
it is. Yes,
and I
it
did
is.
wrong also, you know.
Okay, it's natural. If you have not read the poem personally, it's very difficult to find the right answer.
Okay, it is a poem. This was a text.
Yeah, it's a
From
poem.
where this
Freedom
question?
is a poem by Jayant Mahapatra. Okay, let's move on to question number 40. The Harp of India. The Harp is a poem by the same name. It is a symbol of the Harp of India. We have read this poem thoroughly in the book An Ancient Musical Instrument, Henry Torojio. Yes, Sumana, Henry Torojio, The Harp of India. The harp is an ancient musical instrument, so B is the right answer. Let's move on to the next question, number 41. Ezekiel says, you want one glass lassi? What is he trying to say? This phrase appears in the poem of Nissim Ezekiel. You want one glass lassi? Yes, Momita, absolutely right. All of these are correct. The poem is The Patriot. The Patriot is the poem by Nissim Ezekiel. There he talks about the significance of Indian lassi, that it is better than wine and the Indian ingredients are better than those of wine. And obviously the title of the poem itself is The Patriot. So he is patriotic here. So all of the answers are right. All of these are right.
Excuse me, sir. Here I have one question. If you could please attend to.
Yeah, sure.
Most of the questions have been asked from the text of the poem or prose. So like, how can we like do justice on reading so many of the text, and how could we so choosy about the things, because the things are so much, you know, loadsome and sort of. So how could you suggest like which text we should read?
You
And
just read this
it's gonna be
book. All the questions are there in this book, World Literature in Your Feast.
okay.
This one book is enough to qualify all the exams.
Sir, which one? World Literature by who is the author? Who has written?
It is my book.
Okay, okay, fine.
This is available in Amazon, Flipkart, everywhere. If you do not carry this book as a literature student, you are lagging behind, because this is there in the hand of every literature student.
I see. Fine, sir.
Okay.
I'll
So
ensure that it's with me the very next day.
yeah, it is available in Amazon, Flipkart. If you get it from Flipkart, some offer is also going on nowadays.
So, sir, will it be helpful in giving the school lecture exams and everything? It would be
Every
covering, I
exam.
believe,
This is world literature. That means every literature and all those particular authors which are important is covered. It's a very thick book. It's like a Bible.
Sure. Fine, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, let's move on to the next question, number 42. Another very simple question. Kamla Surayas, Kamla Das, later become Kamla Suraya after changing her religion. Yes, My Stories, the autobiography of Kamla Suraya, Sumana, Vimla, Revati.
So isn't the question repeated in a different manner?
Yeah, obviously. So the setter of this question has not much interest in setting the questions. Sometimes he is setting very funny questions. Like if I show you the first question, I'll come back to the first question. Okay, so here you see the second question and the fifth question. Do you
Yes.
find any relation? Here is the answer of the question number second. It's already written. Harriet
Are we
Jacobs.
trying to test our logic whether we are careful enough to verify and find the answers from there itself or not? Rational thinking.
Exactly. So you'll find question
So most
number,
exam paper also comes like this, where the answers are there in the question paper
yes.
itself.
And there are many students who have not seen thoroughly, so they are not aware. But it's already written Harriet Jacobs incident in the life of slave girl, and here they are asking who wrote incident in the life of slave girl. Similarly, you will find some more questions like this in the upcoming questions. Okay, let's move on to the question number 43. Another question from the Harp of India by Henry Dorougeo. Unstrung forever, must thou there remain. Tanmay is very particular about all of these options.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Samim, you will find the content of literary criticism also, every section in this book. From the literature part to literary criticism to Nobel Prize, Booker Prize, everything what is required in English literature exam, in any of the exam, you will find all the contents in the book.
Okay, fine.
Okay, all of this is the right answer. This Harp of India is talking about the past poets of India. Because they were living in the British rule, they have lost their glory, and nobody listens to the poets of the past, especially the Indian poets of the past. And these poets of the past has lost their glory because they are suppressed now by the British rule. So the development and modernity of those poets are silenced. So all of this is the right answer. Okay, let's move on to question number 44. Another question from Jayanta Mahapatra's Freedom. The question center is very much interested in Jayanta Mahapatra. So many questions from Mahapatra.
He's alive, sir.
Pardon?
He's still alive.
Yes, he's still alive. So he's asking the theme of the question. And the theme is the death. So how we get freedom after the death. So he says that Indian belief says that death as a freedom from the body, death is a freedom from the world, and death is a freedom from physical life. So all of these are absolutely right. So Revati, Mamita, Sumana, Revati, Deepika, Pratik, all of you are absolutely right. Okay, now another question from Shashi Tharoor. This question is also discussed by me in the book, Shashi Tharoor. So if any one of you have not read Indian literature from my book, kindly go through the entire Indian authors. Total 46 authors are discussed by me in the book. So before the NET exam, kindly go through all the Indian authors. Most of the questions will be getting from there only. So Tharoor, in his article, Our Matrimonial Ads, he is talking about the cultural tropes about whitish complexion and traditional with modern outlook, but not talking about white bride. So how they are going to mark the answer, official answer key, let's wait. Both are the right answer, whitish complexion and traditional with modern outlook. So probably they may mark all of these, but white
Sir?
bride, yes, please.
Actually, more than wheatish complexion, it's fair complexion is the common term used, right, sir?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So probably all of this should be the right answer according to official answer key, because two options are right. Third, I have not gone through. I have read the entire article, but I didn't find this phrase white bride. But obviously, he's talking about white complexion only. So let's take fourth option as the right option for this question. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Renowned writer R.K. Narayan is gifted with a style. Which style? Very simple question. This question is also there in my book. Third or fourth point is there in my book. Yes, he is very known for very simple writing, simple and humorous. Yes, Revati, Sumana, Pratigya, Vimla, all of you are right. Very simple and humorous writing he is known for. Okay, next question from Chitra Divakurni. Again, we have talked about Chitra Divakurni in our diasporic class. All the questions from Indian literature are very, very simple. Chitra Divakurni. Yeah, if you are going for the fourth option, you look at the option number 2. She writes about the men who are censored by the press. That's absolutely wrong. Rather, she is writing from the historical perspective. That may be the right. But specifically, she is talking about the stories of immigrants, especially women immigrants. Whether she is talking about Sita or she is talking about Draupadi, all are the immigrants who are migrated from their own home. So the right option for this question is third option. There's the stories of immigrants, especially women. Question number 48, are you able to see? Okay. So it is not really even zooming. So poem introduction is written by Kamla Das. Just now we have discussed. And the next question is about the poem Absence is written by. This is another question from Indian literature only. So many questions from Indian literature has appeared. The right answer is Tom Morius. He has written the this is a very famous feminist work by Anita Nair. Anita Nair. In this, some women are traveling in the train, and how they are getting the self-discovery, that is a question. Yes, all of you are absolutely right by trying to find the answer for their lives from the experiences that others undergo. So all of them are narrating their own experiences in the form of some stories, and by that they are enjoying in the train. So this work is by Anita Nair, Train Lady Scout. Okay, next question. The poem Freedom is written by. So you can see here question number 44 says Jayanta Mahapatra's Freedom sketches out, and here he asks the poem Freedom is written by. Okay, so this is the second time I see the same question is repeated. The answer is there in the question paper itself. So again, this is Jayanta Mahapatra. So those students who read the question carefully, they can get 2 free marks. Okay, next the story, short story collection, Interpreter of Maladies. Where is the question again? Yes, it is Jhumpa Lahari, absolutely right. Jhumpa Lahari. Mamita, Shumana, Revati, Suma, Vimla, all of you are absolutely right. The next question. Another from Indian literature only. There is a Back from the West and Unable to Find Lodging in Baroda. Back from the West and this is not a book. Okay, so this is an essay, collection of essay. The title is Waiting for Visa. This Waiting for Visa is a collection of essays by B.R. Ambedkar, Bhimrao Ambedkar. Okay, so Mamita has given the right answer. Vimla 2. Okay, so the next is short story Antidote. Who has written the short story Antidote? I didn't get any right answer to this question. The right answer is R.K. Narayan. He has written the short story Antidote. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Short story The Free Radio. You can find so many questions from the Indian literature. Again, I didn't get the right answer to this question. The right answer is Salman Rushdie. Okay, so Salman Rushdie has written the short story The Free Radio. Okay, let's move on to the next question, number 56. Now the Indian literature is over. Now let's enter into the British literature. So John Cleveland is what poet from which movement? Movement poet during 1950s or Georgian poets during 1910 or romantic poets during 1800s or metaphysical poets during 1660s. The right answer is metaphysical poet, and Deepika, Soma, both of you are absolutely right. John Cleveland was a mean metaphysical poet. Mean poet, that means degraded poet. Although he was writing in the style of metaphysicals, but he is not regarded as a famous metaphysical poet. He is a mean metaphysical poet. That's why he's famous. John Cleveland is a mean metaphysical poet because his very poor style, poor narratology of his writing, he was called as a mean metaphysical poet. So the right answer is metaphysical. Let's move on to question number 57. The first king to be declared the King of Great Britain. The King of Great Britain. James VI. James VI of Scotland. He took over the throne in the year 1603, known as Jacobean period. 1603 to 1625 is the Jacobean period, and he took over the throne as James I. So absolutely right answer. First is the absolutely right answer. James I is the right answer. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question number 58. The first Englishman to write Pindaric Ode. Who has written the first Pindaric Ode? I'm getting some of the right answers, but not by everyone. Yes, the right answer is Abraham Cowley. He has written the work Pindaric Odes. Abraham Cowley. Yes, Pratigya, Momita, Deepika, Revati, Vimla, all of you are right. So let's move on to the next question. Which playwright gives an honest picture of the underworld in London in The Honest Whore? Renaissance period has started. We are talking about the Renaissance period now. The Honest Whore. Part 2. Specifically, they have asked about the question. There are two parts of The Honest Whore, Part 1 and Part 2. Part 1 is written jointly, Part 2 by only one author. So Part 1 is written by Thomas Middleton and Thomas Dekker, and Part 2 is specifically written by Thomas Dekker. So Tanmay, Sumana, Momita, all of you are absolutely right. Thomas Dekker is the right answer. The part 1 is written by Thomas Dekker and Thomas Middleton. And part 2 is written by Thomas Dekker alone. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question number 60. The right answer is George Herbert. No, it's not John Donne. The right answer is George Herbert. Revati, Suma, Momita, you are absolutely right. George Herbert is known as the saint of the metaphysical poets. You need to remember, very important question. Okay, next move on to question number 61. A postmodern parody of a valediction forbidding mourning, having the same title. Who has written? Postmodern parody having the same title. Valediction forbidding mourning, very famous poem by John Donne. The right answer is Adrian Rich. No, I didn't get any right answer from all of you. Adrian Rich has written the parody of John Donne's The Valediction Forbidding Mourning. Okay, let's move on to the next question, number 62. A New Way to Pay Old Dates. Very famous Renassa work. A New Way to Pay Old Dates. Easy question. Suma, Pratigya, Sumana, all of you are absolutely right. Philip Massinger. Yes, Vimla is absolutely right. Philip Massinger is the author of A New Way to Pay Old Dates. Okay, next question is question number 63. To identify the characters. The characters from very famous play by Ben Jonson. Every Man in His Humor, Walpole, and The Alchemist. All these three works by Ben Jonson only. And Dame Pliant and Love, it appears in The Alchemist. Yes, all of you are absolutely right. Suma, Tanmay, Revati, Vimla, Momita, Pradeepa, Sumana, all of you are right. Absolutely right. Okay, now let's move on to the next question about blank verse. Very well, we have read about this question in the class. Blank verse was introduced to English literature by Earl of Surrey or Henry Howard. That is the real name of Earl of Surrey. And the first work that is translated into blank verse was, whether it's Aeneid, Metamorphosis, Iliad, or Orlando Furioso. Yes, all of you are absolutely right. Virgil's Aeneid was translated by Earl of Surrey into English using the blank verse. Okay, now question number 65. Thomas More's Utopia was first published in English in which year? It was first published in Latin in the year 1516. And it was published in the English in the year 1551. All of you are absolutely right. Okay, the next question is, The Garden is the famous poem by whom? Garden. Yeah, Vimla is absolutely right. It's Andrew Marvell. Andrew Marvell has written the poem The Garden. Very famous poem, you need to remember if you don't know. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. Question number 67. Now, therefore, while the youthful hue sits on the skin like morning dew. This quotation is from To His Squire Mistress. By Andrew Marvell. And all these metaphysicals were very famous for carpe diem philosophy. And there is a circumlocution that is main characteristics of the metaphysical poets. They speaks beyond the physical presence. So circumlocution, telling the words by rotating their words. That is called circumlocution. So both A and B is absolutely right. The fourth option, circumlocution and carpe diem philosophy. There is no use of hyperbole here. Okay, next move on to the next question, number 68. Who first completed the translation of Iliad and Odyssey? There are two persons who tried for the translation. One was George Chapman and the other was Alexander Pope. George Chapman died before the completion. Although he was the first man to translate Iliad and Odyssey into English language, but he could not complete. The question is the first complete English translation. Complete. So Alexander Pope is absolutely right. Okay, next question. Who called Spenser the poet's poet? Easy question. The next question, Totals Miscellany by White and Surrey. There were some more authors, but White and Surrey were the main contributors of Totals Miscellany. It was published in 1557. Yes, absolutely right. Devti, Deepika, Tanmay, Vimla, Suma, Mamita, all of you right. Very good preparation. Okay, let's move on to question number 71. Marty D. Arthur, prose romance. Who has written this? Marty D. Arthur. Yes, Thomas Mallory, absolutely right. Yes, Mamta, Revati, Sumana, Tanmay, all of you are again right. Marty D. Arthur, right? Thomas Mallory. Okay, question number 72. Very easy question. When we were studying about British literary criticism, where there we have studied this apology for poetry, a defense of poesy. First, this work appeared as Apology for Poetry. The first edition was having the title Apology for Poetry. The second edition was published as Defense of Poesy. So there are two editions having different titles, but the book is same. And it was written to defend the Stephen Gossens, the School of Abuse. So all of you are again very right. Okay, next, Devotions upon Emergent Occasions. That's the prose work by. Devotion upon emergent occasion. Devotion, that's a keyword, umbrella term. Who is talking about the devotion? William Caxton was a printer. He was very famous for his printing press. John Wycliffe, Reformation, writing the Bible. All of you right. The Forest of Arden appears in which play of Shakespeare? Forest of Arden. There's a confusion. The right answer is As You Like It. Fourth is absolutely right. Maumita, Suma, Revati, Sumana, Kavita, all of you are right. As You Like It, there is a description of the Forest of Arden. Next question is question number 76. The first pastoral romance in English. First pastoral romance. Pastoral means related to shepherd. That is called the pastoral romance. '76. Tanmay, Sumana, Maumita. All of you are right. The Shepherd's Calendar. Spenser's The Shepherd's Calendar is the first pastoral romance. Okay, the next one. The first blank verse tragedy in English. The first blank verse tragedy in English. Very famous and very easy question. Thomas Norton and Thomas Sackville. So Gorbachev is absolutely right. Yes, all of you are absolutely right. Amoroti sonnets are having 89 sonnets. Yes, all of you right again. Revati, Tanmay, Momita, Sumana, Deepika. Yes, total 89 sonnets are there in Amoroti, Spenser Amoroti sonnets. Yeah, a bit difficult question. Question number 79. A.C. Bradley, while she was talking about the four tragedies, HOKM, Hamlet, Othello, King Lear, Macbeth. These are the four plays which were discussed by A.C. Bradley. And for that, she has given how many lectures? A bit difficult question. So I'll tell you the answer. Total 10 lectures are given by A.C. Bradley to explain all these four tragedies. So sometimes they may ask which all four tragedies he has talked about. So that is HOKM, Hamlet, Othello, King Lear, and Macbeth. 10 lectures by A.C. Bradley. Okay, question number 80. Again, very easy question. Okay, so first is the right answer. Roger Ascham, you have read. He has written Toxophilus. And Thomas More has written History of Richard III. So these two you know already. And Bishop John Fisher, he has written Froissart's Chronicle, and of the Laws of Celestial Polity by Richard Hooker. So first is the right answer. All of you give the right answer. Okay, next question number 81. We'll be solving only 100 questions. 50 questions are left for tomorrow. So I'll not make much delay. Question number 81. Which was an early English comedy? Just now we have read about tragedy, and now there was first comedy. Parax and Porax. Ralph Foster Doster. Yes, Ralph Foster Doster is absolutely right. Gamma Guttensnittel, that was the second one. But the first one was Ralph Foster Doster only. Can someone of you type the name of the author, Ralph Foster Doster?
Nicholas Udall.
Nicholas Udall, that's absolutely right. So it is a 16th century comedy play that is regarded as the first comedy that is written in English language, published in the year probably 1552. Okay, next move on to the next question, number 82. Who said that the hero of Shakespeare's great classical trilogy is Rome? A very deep question. Sometimes such quotations put you in trouble, but don't get discouraged, because in between they intentionally put some questions so that your confidence should be shaken. So don't get distracted from such questions in the exam. You will always find in between some difficult questions to trample your confidence. The right answer is Wilson Knight. He is one of the critics of Shakespeare. He said that the hero of Shakespeare's great classical trilogy is Rome. Wilson Knight. Okay, so let's move on to the next question, number 83. Some of you have given the right answer. They are known as the silver poets. No, I didn't get any right answer. They are known as the silver poets. Sir Thomas Wyatt, Henry Howard or Earl of Surrey, Walter Raleigh, Philip Sidney, Mary Sidney, Michael Drayton, and Sir John Davis. They are marked as the silver poets. If you don't know, kindly note it down. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Identify the sequence, match the sonnets. Edmund A. Spenser, just we have talked. It's Amorotti sonnet, Samuel Daniel Delia, Samuel Daniel. The sonnets of Delia. Michael Drayton is famous for Idea, and Henry Constable for Dinah. So third is the right option. All of you are absolutely right. Okay, let's move to question number 85. Who is called the greatest man of a little age? Greatest man of a little age. No, it's not from the Four Ages of Poetry. You can do some more researches, but it's not from the Four Ages of Poetry, but they are known as the silver poets. Okay, so who is called the greatest man of a little age? I didn't get any right answer. The right answer is John Dryden. He is known as the greatest man of a little age. Next, move on to question number 86. The features of Renaissance. The right answer is C, A, C, and D. So Renaissance is talking about individualism. The center is individualism. Ptolemaic astronomy, yes, they're talking about astronomy, and Spezzatura, that is the carelessness in the study. That's Spezzatura. That is one very important feature of Renaissance. So A, C, and D is absolutely right. So Tanmay, Revati, Pratigya, all of you are absolutely right. Next question, 87. The phrase God's anointed.
Sir,
Yes, please.
carelessness in what means? I'm not getting it.
Carelessness in study. That is the main feature of the Renaissance period, because when they are spreading their knowledge from Greek, that is from Constantinople, when they are moving away from Constantinople, first of all, they're entering into Italy. That's the reason why the Renaissance started in Italy. So they are spreading their knowledge, but they are not
Yes,
taking
sir.
that much care. They are not taking that much care about their own literature, that whether it's going to be used or misused. So for that, they have used the term sprezzatura.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so next one is the phrase God anointed. It appears in Absalom and Achitophel. What does it represent? God's anointed is a kind of liquid. And this liquid represents the divine right theory of kings. C is the right answer. Pratigya is absolutely right. Divine right theory of kings, God anointed. So any king who is to be positioned as a king, he has to apply this liquid, God's anointed, and this liquid, it represents the divine right theory of kings. That means it represents the right by God. The next question, the conquest of Granada. Who conquers Granada? No, it's not French. There are Spaniards. The Conquest of Granada, a very famous play by John Dryden that appeared during 1670, 1671. And there are two parts in this. This is a tragedy by John Dryden, and Spaniards, they conquers Granada. The right answer is the Spaniards. The next question, the 18th century Gothic novel, The Old English Baron. Who is the author? The Old English Baron. Yes, Tanmay, Sumana, Vimla, all of you are right. It's by Clara Reeve. You might have observed while solving the previous question paper, this has appeared many times. The next question, Popish plot appeared in which year? The Popish plot is very well mentioned by John Dryden in his works. The medal. Yes, 1678 is absolutely right. Because of this Popish plot, there was a bloodless revolution in the year 1689. Okay, next question. Who was the patron of John Locke? The patron played a very important role in the Popish plot. And the right answer is Olaf Shaftesbury. Olaf Shaftesbury is the patron of John Locke. Yes, Tanmay, absolutely right. Okay, question number 92. Who is considered to be the Dickens of Elizabethan stage? Charles Dickens of Elizabethan stage, for his intimate knowledge to the common man. It's Thomas Dacre. Thomas Dacre is regarded as the Dickens of the Elizabethan stage. You can make a note of this. Good and important question. Let's move on to question number 93. Which of Lawrence Sterne's novel was incomplete at the time of his death? Whether it's a sentimental journey, or Tristram Shandy, or both of these, or none of these. No, Tanmay, this time your philosophy is wrong. Tristram Shandy was well completed, and A Sentimental Journey was completed in the year 1768. And this was the same year in which Lawrence Sterne died. So he just died after the completion of The Sentimental Journey. So both the works were fully completed by Lawrence Sterne. So neither of this is the right answer this time. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Who wrote the poem Jerusalem? Very simple question. It was termed as Perfectly Mad Poem by Robert Southey. This is another question that may appear in the exam. Robert Southey has called Jerusalem as a perfectly mad poem. And this is by William Blake. Yes, absolutely right. Jerusalem. The Marriage of Heaven and Hell. All these works by William Blake. Okay, next question number 95. I'm going to take 5 more questions, that's all. Yes, all of you are absolutely right. It's primary imagination. When it's talking about all human perception, so according to Coleridge, primary imagination is portrayed by all human. Every human being is having the primary imagination. So primary imagination is the right answer. Question number 96. Who of the following wrote a mock elegy on the death of Horace Walpole's cat? Another very important question. It's written elegy on the death of Horace Walpole cat. Ode on the death of a favorite cat. That's the title by Thomas Gray. And there's another elegy on the death of a mad dog. Can anyone of you write the author's name? Elegy on the death of a mad dog. Anyone? Oliver Goldsmith. Okay. Yeah, Goldsmith, absolutely right. Next, move on to the question number 97. Wordsworth states that the central aim of the poem in the lyrical ballad is to choose incidents and situation from which type of life? Everyday life or rustic life, common life, ordinary life. We have also talked about this in our class. Yes, Tanmay, Pratigya, both of you are right. Common life. It's talking about common life. Okay, so last three questions. Question number 98. Who authored the long essay commenting on the Porter scene in Macbeth? Another very easy question. Porter scene in Macbeth. On the knocking at the gate of Macbeth. Very deeply we have studied. Yes, Thomas De Quincey, Deepika, Pratigya, Momita, Sumana, Vimla, Revati, all of you are absolutely right. Question number 99. There is a strange union of change and stasis. Change and stasis in the poem To Autumn, which Keats himself termed as. Yeah, repose is absolutely right. Vibla, Sumana, Momita, yes, repose is the term used by John Case. And the last question of today's class, who said poetry redeems from decay the visitation of the divine in the man? The poetry redeems from decay. Who is talking about the poetry? Yes, Matthew Arnold is also talking about poetry, the study of poetry, the defense of poetry by P.B. Shelley. So the two are the distractors. So William Godwin Leigh Hunt, that is not absolutely wrong. So you have to find between Shelley and Arnold. Shelley is absolutely right answer. In his work, The Defense of Poetry, he has written that poetry redeems from decay. So this you need to remember. Okay, so this was all 100 questions that we have learned today.